What? Don't judge. Today's moving day. Let's get some meal prep done before we get out of here. Now we are moving today, but we're trying to get something going here. We got 2 more weeks to Hawaii, and at this point, I can't really not stay on track. So, gonna meal prep really quick. In order to do this, went out and bought a couple of rotisserie chickens. This is gonna be great. So that's gonna be for the next 3 days. I'm gonna meal prep for 3 or 4 days. Have my beef here that we're gonna cook up. I also ordered a couple of pounds of chicken from a meal prep company. Unfortunately, I had a couple, but I think they went bad. So they were from like almost a week ago, and I was like, meh, they stunk when you open them up. Not doing that. And we have our sweet potatoes. So we are going to put all this together. I don't even think, I'm gonna make some rice too. And as you can see in the background, we have all our Tupperware stacked up, ready to go. We have some veggies here. We're gonna cook it up. And that is what we're gonna do. We're gonna spend probably an hour, hour and a half prepping all this stuff so that we can ensure that even in the next few days as this move happens and all the nonsense that's gonna come along, we're going to stay on track, right? We're trying to take out any sort of variables that are gonna keep us off track. Because guess what? You're moving, you want something quick. You're not exactly thinking about the healthiest thing. And while one day is not gonna throw you off too much, when we're 2 weeks away, we don't wanna be thrown off at all. Ideally, I wouldn't be moving at this point, but hey, that's when the lease is up. What are you gonna do? We already got our green beans going, which we just do our freezer bags for that. Real simple, real easy. And that's what we're gonna put together. Let's go. So first things first, we're going to cut up our veggies, but while we're doing that, we're gonna put our rice up because this is super simple, super easy, right? With rice, I'm not really digging the rice cooker because I work, I go outside all day. I'm moving, I'm out and about. If you're home and you're stationary, a rice cooker is great because you can just take it right out of there, dump it in, and it's almost like you're cooking it fresh every time. But for me, 1 cup of rice, white jasmine rice, to 2 cups of water, boil it up, put the lid, stir it up, put the lid on, put it on low, set the timer for 10 minutes. You can't get any easier than that. And that's actually, I wasn't going to cook rice, but we're gonna stay on track. We're gonna eat more chicken over the next the next 2 weeks. So that's one thing that's kind of changing in these next 2 weeks. But other than that, we're going to stay exactly how we've been, exactly on track. Might up the cardio a little bit, don't know yet, see how we feel. And rice, beef, we'll get our vegetables cut. We'll put up the beef next, and then it'll just be weighing out this chicken, weighing out all our different stuff, continuing to put our green beans in the microwave. Speaking of, this is all it is. We're just trying to make it as quick and easy as possible. Now the quicker I can do this, the quicker I can get all this little stuff out of here. So if you've ever moved, the big stuff goes quick and you're like, oh wow, I really don't have much to do. And then you start taking all these different trips with the little stuff and it's like, oh shit, I got that. Oh man, I got some more of this. Oh God, like it's never gonna stop. So I cleared out all the rooms and it's all right here, right behind the camera in the living room. And I'm looking at it like, oh, that's gonna be a good 2 or 3 more trips. That sucks, that really sucks. So I wanna get this done as quickly as possible. And that's our ideal situation right now. Cut a little bit of extra peppers here for our eggs because that's going to be our last cook. After this is all done, we'll make our normal egg meal. Kind of pushed it off today just so that we could do that. And then clean up all the dishes dry them up real good, pack them, because we're bringing these with us, obviously. So just trying to get done and prepped with everything so that we are in our best situation. Got our asparagus still. Nothing's really changing for our meals. It's just trying to go quicker and trying to be more efficient at it, which after all this time, we've gotten pretty good at. And now since we're switching to more chicken, we only have to do 2 pounds of beef for the next, that'll probably actually last us 4 to 5 days. And beef stays good, so you don't have to worry about, like with chicken, going 4 days, 5 days is kind of, that's kind of real iffy territory. You don't want to be messing around with that. But for what we're trying to accomplish here, our beef is gonna, so we got our asparagus, our red peppers, and our beef in there. Asparagus is one of those things, like I like it because it sort of dries you out a little bit, and the vitamins and minerals that are in it are excellent, but I can't eat it plain. I don't like the taste of it. So putting it in the beef, and we've talked about this before, putting it in there and just letting it cook like that, and then eating it like that with other flavors allows me to get it in, and a good amount, and still be able to enjoy it. And once you stop enjoying this stuff, that's when the grind happens. That is when it becomes hard. Which if you're trying to lose a little bit or you're trying to maintain, there is no reason why you shouldn't be enjoying it. There's no reason at all. If you're not, then you're just not eating the right things for you. And figure that out. Use this as a process to figure that out. So while we're sitting here waiting for those to get done, and it's getting, I'm moving too fast over here, it's getting pretty warm. While we're waiting for those things to get done there, we'll grab our scale and we'll start measuring out our chicken and our sweet potatoes, some of the green beans that we've got done already. We'll add some more to that. And then this is the flow. Right? This is how we just get better at this over time. And the more you do it, the easier it becomes, the quicker you can move if you have to in situations like this, and still get it done. Not look at it as something like, oh, I don't want to do that, or I hate that, or oh, I got to do this, this, and this, and get overwhelmed. You can do this very quickly and feel good about it. The smells in this kitchen are amazing, outrageous. So you'll see me kind of, I don't know, maybe it's something with me, maybe a little bit, maybe I'm a little peculiar, but I don't like mixing chickens. So like this won't do a whole meal. So then I'll switch to rotisserie now and I'll just get to eat this. One of the best parts of meal prepping is you get to eat the leftovers because it's all healthy. So I didn't make exactly 12 meals like I wanted, but I got 11. And I know I'm gonna have some leftover beef. So then one day I'm just gonna eat, tomorrow I guess, I'm just gonna eat more of our second beef meal. And then I'll be able to transition into my new day or my regular days after that. And I'm good for the next 4 days. Wonderful. This is outrageous. And we're really only, we're a half hour in. We've already got all this done. Our rice is cooked. Our beef is cooked. We've got 5 bags of green beans coming, which should be enough to do these meals. I might need 2 more bags to do the beef meals. We have our sweet potatoes, we have our rice. We're ready to go. We're about 20 minutes away. So almost an hour is what this is about gonna take for the next 4 days. You could be watching, if your kitchen's set up a certain way, you could be watching TV or you set your phone up, watch your show, listen to your show, and you can get this done. Granted, your first time won't be that quick, but you'll get better at it and you'll understand what moves you have to make, what you have to do, and it gets easier and easier and easier. You just gotta do it. Couple of those, I got it right on. First scoop, that was it. Getting better and better. And you see how quickly did all of those. Really got close on every single one of them. Not worried about exact right now. When we get back from Hawaii, and then we are 10 weeks out from our first competition, then I'll start getting exact. But for right now, good enough is good enough. You know, so as an example, that's supposed to be 100 grams of sweet potatoes. Some of them were 104, others were 99. Like just in that area is good enough. So that is it. That's our meal prep there. I'll show it to you guys when I'm done putting it together. Just have to add the green beans. I don't measure out green beans. It's like 30 calories per serving. There's 3.5 servings in here. It's 5 grams of carbs, 1 gram of protein. Like I just look at that as a filler. I don't really look at that as like a negative towards my full numbers. So that I just add in whatever space I have in each meal. If you saw, I was kind of pushing things around to make space. That just goes in those little spaces, and however much goes in there, goes in there. I know it's usually about 2 servings, but some are gonna be more accurate than others. And if you are one of those people that have to be, or feel like you have to be super accurate, again, that's really only for contest prep. I wouldn't advise that. Just get within the certain numbers that you have, but don't worry about being exact. But if you're somebody that's anal about it and feel like you need to do that, understand that this is over days and weeks. That is the process. It's not necessarily if I get my numbers off a little bit this day, it's gonna screw everything up, because you're never going to be perfect, right? So one day you're gonna be a little bit less, the next day you're gonna be a little bit more, one day you're gonna be a little bit less, the next day you're gonna be a little bit more. And by the end of the week, it's that compound effect, averaging out over that week, over time, over the next week, over the month. That's where the results happen. So one day is not gonna kill you, 2 days is not gonna kill you. Not being 100% spot on is okay. If your protein and your carb numbers are hit, but your fat's 5 grams or so underneath, it's okay. The next day it might be 5 grams over, or it might be 3 grams over, or it might be spot on. It doesn't matter. Don't get caught up in those little tiny logistics, because that is what's going to kill you. That's what's gonna make you feel like you're not doing it right, or, oh, I'm gonna screw up my progress anyway. And that's when we get those stupid thoughts in our head. Like imagine this, you think to yourself, 5 grams of fat, I'm off by 5 grams of fat. Oh my God, I need to be perfect or else blah, blah, blah. The next day you do the same thing. Next day you do the same thing. After the 4th day, for whatever reason, our minds like play tricks on us and we just go, well, this isn't gonna work anyway, so I might as well eat, 4 pieces of pizza and then I'll have donuts afterwards or ice cream. What sense does that make? You were off 5 grams. And then all of a sudden it went to pizza and ice cream, which is way off. Now your calories are out there, your fats, your sugars, everything is out there. But we do that to ourselves. We do that to ourselves because we're always looking for a way out. Just sink into it. Start loving the process. Start enjoying the grind. And that is what this is. This is a process. It's not gonna happen overnight, but I promise you, it is worth it. And it happens quickly when you start getting on track. The more consistent you can be, the quicker that progress is. And it speeds up on itself. It builds on itself. Just get in there and get it done. And that is it. That's all it takes, guys. That was literally, I started this at noon and it is 12:54 and we are done. That's it. Now all I have to do is cook my eggs for the day, each day. And I have 4 days worth of meals all planned out. The next week of moving, I don't have to worry about anything other than hitting my workouts and unpacking. That's it. It's that simple. Don't make this process any harder on yourself than it has to be. All right? You are your own worst enemy a lot of times when it comes to this. And now I have all this extra left over to fill me up on my move day so I don't end up getting pizza today because it's real simple and easy. I have plenty of stuff that I can grab from and just kind of snack on or do whatever real quick while I'm picking up stuff. I'll cook my eggs later on and that'll be my day. And it's just that easy. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you in the next one.